Hello out there, it's Chad Dude 2008, and today we're going to be talking about what if we had space battles in Destiny 2. The story wouldn't be that difficult to think up. We already have spaceships, and the aliens have spaceships, so why can't we fight them? It's pretty simple. But if you've ever noticed, we don't really see the same size of spaceships for the aliens. The Fallen, the Cabal, the Hive, they all have very large spaceships compared to us. They would need to have smaller spaceships so we could do dogfights rather than fighting against a big ship. To me, the most likely thing that could happen is when the Cabal send reinforcements, which seems very likely in the next Destiny, or at least in one of the early expansions of it, because of what happens in the Taken King, they send smaller ships that we'll be able to fight, and there'll be a mission where we have to keep them from invading Earth, and that will be the first story mission with space battles that we have. I don't like the idea of Destiny just all of a sudden adding these smaller ships that the Hive or the Fallen would have, mainly because they weren't there before. It's not like they've been around and we just haven't been able to fight them. They haven't been there at all. I think that they would need a story or a reason why they all of a sudden have these smaller ships now. But that's the reason why I think the Cabal would be the most likely for us to fight in a space battle. We know that they're most likely bringing reinforcements. Maybe they didn't need those spaceships before, but now maybe they do. But like I said, the story doesn't really need to be added on to make way for space battles. We already have spaceships. Aliens already have spaceships. Why can't we fight them? But some of the additions to the game would be awesome. I would love more spaceships, more diversity in spaceships, although we do have quite a bit already. And also ways to upgrade my spaceship. I would love to go in and do space battles and get loot to upgrade my spaceship. If someone didn't like doing space battles, they wouldn't have to. Just like the Crucible. Many people don't like going into the Crucible, and so they don't. Many people don't like going into PvE, so they get in there as little as possible. The same would be for the space battles. There would be armor sets and guns that you could get from this too, but I think the main loot pile should be upgrades to your spaceship. Whether it's aesthetic or whether it upgrades your speed, your firepower, your defenses, whatever. But I'm excited about that. I'm excited about maybe getting shaders for different spaceships. Of course, developmentally, this would take a lot of work by Bungie, but I can see them doing it mainly because I've seen this idea pop up a lot in the Destiny community. They can see that this is something that is wanted by fans, and I think it would add an aspect of the game to draw in another crowd, and, of course, would give us more content to play through. If we think we've gotten everything out of PvE and the raids, we can move to the Crucible. Once we think we've gotten everything we can out of the Crucible, we can move to space battles. And if they implement SRL, then we can move to SRL too. Now, what about our ships? What if there was a game type where you had to defend your mothership? Well, this would be where my first what if video would come in. In that video, the Elixni, or the Fallen, align with the tower. And in that case, our mothership would be a Fallen skiff. And we could be protecting it. Because as is, the tower and the Guardians don't really have any big ships. We all have our own individual ships. Anyway, I think this idea has a lot of potential. I love the idea of dogfights and fights in space, kind of like what they have in Star Wars Battlefront. But I would like to know what you think. Do you think that space battles would be a good thing to have in Destiny? Maybe you have an idea for a match type. But either way, make sure you comment below. Make sure you're posting on Destiny's forums and stuff. Make sure you're telling Destiny what you want. Tell Bungie what you want in Destiny 2. One thing I love about this community is we're always trying to make this game better because we are passionate about this game. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe.